The heat is hella loud. Chapstick. Uh-oh, not me mess. If y'all are looking for a dupe from Mente Cosmetics, the NYX Butter Gloss. With the one that I really love is Praline. It's giving like a flesh tone pink, like a neutral. NYX be coming through and they cheap, so I like that one. NYX Praline. Okay. Is she an influencer? Have you been influenced? I don't know. Y'all, your girl got her job. Actually, let me cash this check. She buy anything she want because she got a check. Super grateful for that. Yeah, just left the job. I don't know what this is gonna be. But anywho, if she zoomed in, this is giving like, yeah, just leaving the part-time JLB. I feel like I low-key got 3 jobs. Like I felt like I had, like I was chilling, like the summertime, like I wasn't really going as hard. I was traveling, hiking, camping, just like living my best life. And I was like, okay, cool. Like I've had my little rest time. Like I'm ready like to get back at it. But not like on that beast mode no more, like just from like a balanced perspective. And yeah, like I stumbled across this job. Wow. But then like all of my other personal art stuff like started to pick up too, like with this solo exhibit and like February coming. Y'all know how they like to do us black artists in February, okay? Calendars be booked and busy out here. And yeah, and on top of like still trying to edit YouTube, but YouTube is just like a fun, like it's just so much fun for me. Like this is like my little secret project over here, you know. Maybe not secret no more, and I don't know. Is it? We at 12K now, y'all, so that's exciting. I don't know if I'm a secret. It still feels like a bit of a secret, which I like. I'm like, man, I'm kind of nervous if it gets like, I don't know, because it's just been like my little play area over here, you know. I can just like come and tell y'all my thoughts and how I'm feeling. And right now I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grateful. I just got off the phone with my mom. Shenanigans, okay? Chi-town shenanigans. I'll be like, that's why I'm on this side of the country, okay? Y'all be doing the most, okay? Chi-town shenanigans. Actually waiting on my girl to call me back. I just called. We kind of been playing phone tag, but anywho, you need to edit the video. Like, oh, actually, let me cash this check. It's kind of nice. Like, sometimes the thing was starting a job where I'm trading time for money. That's actually kind of nice. You know, I think like we kind of got into a moment in the internet world where people were shitting on folks who had regular jobs, you know? Yeah. I feel like I've never been that person. I just, cause running a business out here ain't no joke. Like, you can see it. Don't do that. Why the app do that? Yeah, it's just nice. Like, just, you know, especially when you do have extra time. The thing I think like folks don't talk about is, oh, like, oh, you know, people throwing shade or whatever if somebody's like trading time for money. If you have excess time, like you sort of trade the resources you have, you know what I mean? So it's like if you got excess time and you like, man, like, you know, whatever, and like maybe you don't have a different sort of skill set or like whatever, you're not trying to be an entrepreneur, you're not trying to start a business, you're not trying to be a content creator, like I don't know, whatever, like trading time for money actually is a decent deal when you have a little bit of time. And when you, especially it's something, if you not like, I don't know, because I also don't feel like that's not exactly what I'm doing here. I actually am making quite a bit of creative decisions, but it's something interesting about it though, like where it's not for my art, so it feels a bit more free in an interesting way, you know. Like, no, I actually feel very free with my art. I honestly do. I feel very free with it. Super grateful. there's more where that came from. Yeah, so it's just, yeah, I don't know. My thing is like, do what you gotta do, you know, like kind of trade whatever you have. I think it's just like, where are we going with this? Like, who's this conversation for? I don't know if this is like, I never know, like we never know. So girl, like, let it be what it's gonna be. Okay. And actually, speaking of, let me get like a better audio experience, because I kind of am in a chatty mood. So, because I haven't even uploaded wow, I am so behind on uploading the Gemini Diary episodes. Man, okay, so what I'm going to do, the first one in the order, I'm going to post the one saying I got a job. This is the next one, like the following up, kind of talking about that. Maybe not like directly my job and what I'm doing, like all the different, like not like my employer or anything, but just sort of how I'm feeling about that. And, just so really how I'm feeling is that, I don't know, I feel compelled to share this stuff too, because I want people to see that there's so many different ways to do things. And especially now with all the tools that we have, it's just like, it's so abundant. It's so abundant and the options are infinite. And that also might be a thing making people feel that can also, sometimes you have paralysis by choice, you know, like there's so many choices. It can be difficult for you to actually make a choice or make a decision or take action, because there's so many different things that you can do. So it's like, okay, when I have so many options. I saw a meme today. It said something like, I have so many things to do, so I'm going to do nothing. And it was like a picture, like a girl laying in bed or something, like just the overwhelm that can come. And like decision fatigue is a real thing, you know? And like, I just got so much respect for the, you know, the sort of like legendary people who wear all black, or wear, you know, Steve Jobs will wear the black turtleneck all the time. And just, that's like, I get it. I get not wanting to make creative decisions. And I was talking with Jasmine, the curator at the Art Noir show. We'll actually have my solo exhibition. Super excited. If you are in Seattle, you should check it out. It's going to be up from January to May. More of that info will be on my newsletter, aohamer.com/blog, or my Instagram at aohamer. Okay. But yeah, I got a solo show up at the gallery called Art Noir, and Jasmine is the curator. And we was talking about, just like fashion and clothes, and how she wanted to wear more color, and she, you know, loves the color in my work. And so I was telling her it's funny because like I'm usually wearing all black, either all black, gray, brown, or green. Like those are literally, that's all I got. Then my 4 colors, even though my paint palette is like the entire rainbow. I use every color in the rainbow. And part of this, like I pour so much of myself onto the canvas, and I'm creating so much through painting, that when it comes down to fashion, I'm like, that's just not my creative lane, you know. And I've seen different people where that's genuinely their creative lane, you know, like, you know, when you see somebody like, just like when I see those people who just be so fancy and like done up and like, or not even fancy, but just like cool, unique colors, or like something hand painted, or like just something that was like artistically put together, like a true ensemble, you know. It's walking art, and it's beautiful. And I also have realized like that's not my ministry, you know, like I be wanted to be, but at the same time I just don't care enough about that. And somebody who doesn't paint, they might be like, yeah, I don't care enough to like paint a giant painting with all those details. Like I would rather, you know, design my outfits for the week, or cook an incredible meal, like something in the culinary arts, or, you know, take photos if somebody's really interested in photography, you know. And I think that's what's beautiful about art. There's so many different modalities, and there's so many different ways that people can express their creativity, where it doesn't have to look like anybody else's. It could just look like however you want to do it, you know. And so for me, when it comes down to fashion, yeah, that's not like my main lane, but I just have so much like respect and admiration for it. Like, man, yeah, I feel like that would be my other lane. If I could do something, maybe it would just be fashion. But I also like, are we going there? How we not about to stay on this long, but just like some of the things with the fashion, like it feels very wasteful, you know, like, cause it's like, how many wears can I get out of this? Like now I didn't change my style, the trends, like, yeah, y'all, like when you go down the rabbit hole of like fashion documentaries, I'm like, man, yeah, I'm gonna just keep wearing this shirt until holes form it. Like we're just gonna hang out at Goodwill, you know. But yeah, so it's just, I don't even know how we got on that. Like, what were we talking about? But yeah, so in general, what I was talking about is in regards to like trading time for money. And I'm in a position right now with this part-time job where, yeah, technically I am trading time for money. And I feel really good about that, because the other thing that I like, the sort of epiphany that I was having is like, you have time, like time. First of all, time is relative, right? Like, time is relative. Does time exist? Time doesn't. It's like whatever. But like, when it comes down to the measurement of how we measure time, the sort of 24-hour clock, that clock is finite. It's subjective. It's 24 hours. It's like boom. It's point blank. Now, of course, when you start talking about going to different dimensions, different planets, different gravitational pulls, okay. But if we talking about planet Earth, 24 hours in a day, 365 days a year. Come hail, snow, sleet, rain, fire and brimstone. It is what it is. You have those days and you have that time. So it's like, okay, if this is a resource that I have available right now, yeah, like, let's go ahead and trade it. And y'all know how I feel about the job. Like, it's super amazing. Like, it's another artist. I'm her studio assistant. I'm painting for her, or like whatever. So the conversation really isn't even about this particular job or about my job or if I like work or whatever. It's just like, in general, I think that the social media world. Oh, and this was the other thing. Oh, she just now figuring out like what she had even wanted to talk about, but whatever. Okay, what's been crazy in the midst of that is that it's been so refreshing having something outside of the internet. So if you don't know, if you are new here, okay, welcome. Hey, boo. Okay, I'm Erin Hamer. I'm a artist in Washington State, Seattle. I paint large-scale, colorful cosmic queens. Damn, she ain't got nothing in here. Okay, all of my pieces are out at the gallery. Like, yeah, so I don't know. Maybe check out my Instagram or something. But anywho, so I've been full-time with my art career for the past 7 years. Before that, I was a nurse, but I haven't worked as a nurse in over 7 years, but I was working in critical care. But yeah, I didn't go to art school or anything. I don't technically have any formal training in that space. Yeah, I'm just like a self-taught artist, somebody who loves to create. And I also do enjoy social media and I enjoy marketing. And so it felt like an easy place for me to maneuver into by sharing my art online, promoting myself, being an independent artist, doing festival pop-up shows, all sorts of stuff. And but I had been doing that so long that I almost forgot what it felt like to not worry about the internet, to not worry about like analytics or, okay, how many likes does this get? Like, okay, what post do I need to make today to get some more sales to the shop? Or like, okay, like it just really surprised me now having a job that's outside of. And it's like my job isn't in social media, but like I think you get it though, right? So it's not like I have a social media job, but I do have an online business. I'm selling my stuff online, and I do in-person things as well. But like all of it's connected. Like I'll post on my Instagram, like, "Hey y'all, I'm gonna be at this event. If you can't make it, shop my website, by the way." So it was like a lot of my stuff was deeply integrated into the online space, and really a lot of that did come heavily because of COVID and the pandemic. Of course, we were all indoors, and so like a lot of people gravitated online. I mean, I started my YouTube channel in 2020. Not this one, my main channel. This is like my B channel. This is my like random. It's the Gemini Diary. I throw stuff here, more podcast style, more talky stuff here, but I do share the behind the scenes of my life as an artist over on my main channel. For folks who don't know, but I feel like mostly the people who here do know me, but you never know. Like I stumble across people on YouTube every single day. So like I'm trying to remember that, yeah, there are new people seeing my face for the first time. So, hey, welcome. This is what I do. And this has been my journey so far. And it's been so liberating, not really having to worry about the changes of the algorithm. I think if you are doing anything online, like if a part of your business is connected to the online space, I think you can definitely relate to what I'm saying and understand the fact about just like
algorithm change, like so much stuff that we be thinking about, and so much discourse be online about it too. I see different YouTube videos talking about, oh, the Instagram algorithm has changed, how to grow on TikTok, how to build your YouTube channel, how to create the best thumbnails, like whatever. Since I am in the social media space and trying to market and share my art and using these tools, then I actively research this stuff. Like I'm actively looking for ways to share my art, to promote it. Yeah, and these are the modern tools that we have, which I'm super grateful for too. Like when I think about this artist that I'm working for, she's in her 70s, and I just think about like so many tools that she didn't have access to, years ago, decades ago, whatever, that now we even have access to. Like even just when I think about like drop shipping companies and print on demand places that can print your artwork on pillows, throws, swimsuits. I got candles, journals, greeting card. Like there's just so many options now, and the barrier to entry is so much lower, and so anybody can really do this now at this point. But the thing where it does make a distinguishing factor is the level of discipline and focus that one has in their practice, and I think that's also been the pulling point for us creatives. It's like, since I'm gonna just speak for me, so y'all know how I feel about that. Since I am a creative person, I love, like, I mean, and not even like just because I'm a creative person, like anybody, right? Like we all like, beautiful things, colorful things. Like, these tools are engineered to keep us on them longer. Like they're strategically engineered to stimulate different parts of our brain. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yeah, they have done an incredible job of keeping us on these tools, but it can be a juggling act when this is also part of your business, where you marketing your shop in conjunction with you doing it on a tool that has been engineered to be addictive, or to be engineered to send short-term dopamine hits. And so it's like you constantly on a hamster wheel. You constantly trying to figure out the next thing. Okay, what's the next wave, the next trend? Okay, man, Instagram algorithm is changing. Like, okay, what do I need to do? But it is something nice about just like simply having like a regular job, like just like a regular old job where you're not even worried about all the shenanigans. And so what I've noticed is that I've barely been online. like I've barely been online, and it's just been really beautiful. I'm like, oh, is this how like regular people live? Like they don't know like what's going on in the sort of social media world? Because it's like, now that I think about it, like this is a little bit, it like when you in these worlds, like when you in the content creator space, or like trying to grow your social media, or like influencer spaces, or like YouTuber spaces, like whatever, like when you are in these bubbles, you are in these bubbles, but you almost feel like, oh, everybody trying to grow their YouTube channel, or like everybody, but like when you step out of that, you realize like, oh, like people just going to work. People going to work, coming home, maybe scrolling on their phone for some entertainment, watching Netflix and like chilling. Like they not like trying to like grow their Instagram account. Like when I be seeing people's like regular Instagram account, they just like posting pictures of their dog. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a strategy, a campaign, or whatever. And I've been strategic with my online presence for so long. And a lot of what I've been doing has been consumed in the online world. To unplug from it for a while has been beautiful. And so a part of me, so it, should I even talk about how this kind of came about? Maybe. I'm not sure. I mean, I think we're all feeling that social media is different, and like the internet feels different. I think what's happening now is that the internet is maturing, it's maturing in a way. Okay, because like in the same breath I say like, oh, like people not really worried about social media. Like the average person who like going to their 9 to 5 job and coming home, they not worried about the sort of analytical data that like YouTubers be worried about, or like how to grow their Instagram followers, or like build a TikTok, whatever. Like the average person isn't thinking about that. But at the same time, the average person is getting more aware of that, where like more average people are becoming influencers, or becoming content creators, or activating the online space to promote whatever business that they're already doing. And so more and more of us are getting informed about these online spaces. And so I think what's been interesting about that though is that since more of us have been behind the curtain a little bit more, I know for me personally, it has made it a little less of a genuine safe space. You know, like when you kind of know behind the scenes, like, oh, like, well, this is engineered to make me click, or like, oh, they said, and like, oh, this is sponsored by, did it, like, when you know a lot of the ins and outs of these spaces, it makes it feel different. You know, it starts to have a different energy. And I don't know, you start to feel like, man, is everybody trying to sell something to me? You know, like, and it's so weird me even saying this, because like I do be selling things, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I have an online store, so it's like, yeah, to a certain extent, I am a part of the dynamic as well. And so, yeah, it just makes it interesting. It makes it, you know, I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is good. I think this is just something, you know, that I'm bringing awareness to, and sharing it, because I don't know, like, maybe if somebody else is feeling that same way, maybe you could feel less alone on a journey, I guess. I mean, I don't know, but these are kind of just been thoughts that I've been having. And I think what's interesting, even about the Gemini diary, when I be sharing stuff on here, a lot of the context of the stuff that I share here is more behind the scenes stuff, like even more behind the scenes. Like, I feel like with my main channel, I have so much fun there. My main channel feels like an extension of my creativity. Like, it feels like another creative space. Like, I intentionally try to make it beautiful, because I love making things beautiful, and I love storytelling through video. And so that is more of like a beautiful aesthetic space, and over here is just like a sort of raw, chatty podcast type vibe, you know. I'm tired. is, that, is that what's going on?